What is up, you beautiful collectors and Transformer fans? Once again, it is the one and only Optibotimus finished with another video review, and on today's episode, a bit of a controversial figure. We're going to be taking a look at the new Transformers Studio Series Core Class Steeljaw. And I say controversial because several people, I know, like, a few, like, videos ago, I did, like, an unboxing video. And I said that I don't want to be negative anymore. But I need to call some people out. And I'm going to do it. And because, truthfully, I don't care. And this video is going to be a bit, kind of a rant. But not really on the figure. The figure, does it have issues? Yes, it does. But when I see people, and I was thinking about not saying the name, but I'm just going to say it, Chefatron, whatever, he basically makes clickbait videos and constantly complains about things. And people watch the videos, and honestly, he does not do a fair job of reviewing something. This is my own personal opinion, and if you watch his videos, good. You're free to watch them. I'm not saying that you don't have to watch them, whatever the case may be, but it's very disingenuous when he sits there and reviews these things and throws them around because he doesn't think it's a good figure, or he talks about the plastic quality and how it feels cheap. What does that even mean? Plastic quality. You're not an expert on plastic materials. I mean, you can feel things, but that doesn't mean that it's poor quality. I mean, that's just blowing smoke up people's butts, and you're not being honest with the review. This figure is not all that bad, to be totally honest. There's one that I personally feel is much worse than this one. We'll get to that here in a bit, but when you're watching videos, guys, even when you're watching mine, I'll even throw myself into it. Reviews are our opinions, so he's entitled to his opinion, but there's a difference between subjective and objective, and most of the time he's not being very objective in the videos that I've seen. And it comes across poorly when, like I said, he's literally throwing figures because he doesn't like them, because it doesn't do something that he thinks it should. Whatever. For the packaging, it's a Core Class figure, so you know what you have. And again, he complained because it doesn't come with a backdrop, because they gave us this. This is what they've... and it has holes. Look, yeah, it has holes. This is the way that Core Class figures have always been. You would know that if you didn't buy stolen figures often and actually get the packaging for things. But the Core Class figures, this is how it comes. Much like... I don't know if I have... I'm hitting my stuff. I don't know if I have... Oh, geez. Do I have one of those around here? I don't. The deluxe figures now come with this in addition to the backdrop. So it's the same thing, but then you have the backdrop that you can stand up. You don't really need it. You're not, this is the insert, and then they would have a backdrop with the deluxe figures. Same thing, I think, with, like, anything that's bigger than this. But the Core Class ones just have this, and you're not going to use this as a backdrop for it. You're going to have Blaster, which is going to have a larger backdrop that you're going to use with that as well. So it's like, complaining about that is completely pointless, because none of them have ever had it. Accessory-wise, first of all, again, they complain about the price point on this, and Prime vs. Prime did it as well, and saying, I can't believe that the price point, you only get one of these. We're more than likely going to get another one when we get Ramhorn. We're getting a Ramhorn and a Rat Bat set, and Rat Bat will probably come with his thrusters on his back. Ram Horner will probably come with this. So it is what it is. But it was used in one episode, and literally what you do, you just plug his hand in there. I haven't even actually done it yet. So there's me being professional, I guess. How do you do this, guy? Or do you, no, you're gonna want to do it like that. No, maybe. I'll be honest, I haven't looked at the instructions for this. Let's try this. Does it work on there? Oh wait, is there a little? Oh, there's a little groove thing right there. Okay, all right. Oh, that's interesting. I've never really noticed that before. So you there you go. You just wedge it in there, and then you have him doing a blast kind of thing. And like I said, I would imagine you could probably do it on this one as well, because you just got this little tab section here that fits right in that little groove slot. So yeah, there we go. So I like the way that works. I like the fact that it gives Blaster something else, which is really kind of cool. You can use it with him as well, but like I said, we're more than likely going to get the second one, because in that episode, Blaster was using both of these, to kind of go pew, 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 pew. So we'll probably get another one. I wouldn't be surprised with that at all. So I like the fact that it's got another purpose. And I'm going to leave him out here because I'm going to bring in a bunch of different figures and things like that. He also does come with this section right here that when you have him in his lion mode, it kind of replicates the little wings and stuff on the side, but smaller. And then you take this and you got this little tab section here. You literally just kind of wedge this in there. And I'm sorry about that rant earlier, guys. I mean, I can't with some of that stuff. I mean, it just is completely irresponsible in my opinion. But you attach that on there, and then actually, is that the right way? No, that might be the right way, because that kind of looks like his wings and his little gun right there. Oh, I'm not even centered. The camera's not even centered. And then you can plug it on there. So I'll show you how to do that here in a second. And then he does have a bit of a parts formery kind of bit to him. And then you have this, which is going to plug into his back section to give him his little tail and his wings. In terms of the cassette mode, this is him in the cassette mode, and this is probably his weakest. You can flip this around. You can kind of see where this is meant to kind of look like a tape deck. Bringing in, I don't remember if this is rewind or eject, but you kind of have that. But all of these have kind of gotten away from looking like actual tapes. Kind of, Ravage kind of does, but you can kind of see where like that's meant to look like the tape on the inside, and that's the little spool. They could have painted that. I will say that. It is lacking there, and that would have been nice to actually see. But also, and this is a valid point that they have brought up, and everybody has, that it can only fit in his chest one way. Not even this way, which you would want to have the cassette part showing forward. You have to fold it around, and then these little bits right here have to be on the side. This, then you kind of like wedge it in there. But you can get it in. The problem, though, is when you click this, it doesn't open it. But let's be honest. That didn't really work either. So it's not just him. All of these little cassette guys have had a hard time launching from it. So complaining about him, it's kind of silly. It is kind of, I don't like I don't like that you can't put it in any kind of which way for the most part on it. But realistically, I don't know a lot of people that are going to be displaying this inside the chest anyhow. So again, just kind of showing that it's not a really fair comparison when other figures do it as well. Cassette wise, he does feel like he's a little, like a smidge. I don't even know if you can see that. Like a smidge longer. So that contributes, I think, to it. But as you can see, he couldn't even pop out of that thing all that well. But he's just yellow. I mean, it's nothing spectacular, but like even this, doesn't look much like a cassette. So it is what it is. Transformation on this guy. Fairly simple. What you're going to want to do first, come around to this side. There we go. You can see the heads right here. So you just kind of pull these out like so. Just like that. And then take this section, fold it together, and you sandwich it just like that. And there's his head. And then you take this entire section and rock this back like so. These right here are going to become his legs and his blaster. So just take this and bend these down on both sides. That will allow you to take the front legs and rotate those forward. Then this, you kind of pull this away. It's really kind of tight. And then rotate this around and kind of put that wherever you want along the side. So again, you separate that little guy and just kind of move that there. And then this is the parts for Marine. So you're going to take this, you can just kind of flail these up a little bit, and then you got a little post underneath here that you put in there. And that completes this little wing legs popping out too. It just pegs in there. But there is Steeljaw. And I actually really like the way that this guy turned out. He is wee. There is no doubt about it. He is tiny. But again, to sit there and complain about his size or how he looks or whatever the case may be is really very dishonest when you consider I think he actually looks pretty damn good. This is Ravage. And Ravage is actually smaller than he is. So you can complain about him being small, but this guy's really tiny. And then look at his legs. His legs are even more spindly looking than Steeljaw's. But this is where I was talking about. This is a bad looking figure. If you want to talk about like the worst of them, this is my opinion, the worst. Ravage should not be this thick. The G1 toy, which I don't have it here, the G1 toy is far more accurate because he's a cat. He's a lot more slender. Whereas Steeljaw here, yeah, I love the fact that he's got a mane. He does look smaller through the body, which again works to kind of go along with that line because the head on a lion looks really massive because of the mane. This guy is about twice as thick as he needs to be. And you got like the missiles on there that are spindly. So this guy is, in my opinion, the worst. And, you know, you can see how small they are. They're tiny, but they should be tiny. Let's bring in Rumble. So there you got Rumble, and then here you have Rewind or Eject, whatever it is. Like, the sizing, I think, is perfectly fine. I don't really know why you would complain about how tiny they are, because they're meant to be tiny. You know, I mean, even like Rumble here is actually much larger. Not that much bigger. I mean, if you get him standing at the feet, he's not that much bigger. It's a tiny bit bigger. He looks much more bulky because of the pile drivers, obviously. But there's nothing wrong with this figure, you know. The coloration could be a little bit better, but I do like coming in to take a closer look. I do kind of wish that this lower section was painted like gray. That was something that was mentioned, I think, by Cheffatron. But that's because on the original G1 toy, the legs were die cast, and you know, they didn't really paint that, so it gave a different look. But that carried over with the design of the cartoon and everything. So I kind of wish that they did that down here. But for the most part, everything else is fine. The yellow looks good. I mean, there is a slightly different yellow. This is a little bit more orangey yellow than up here. And then they complained, I forgot which one it was, but they complained about the little gun thing here and then the wings. Those are gold colored, which, you know, gives a different look as well, which I like, because those were chrome. Well, you're not going to, at this price point, at this scale, you're not going to get Hasbro vac chroming things. So the fact that they made it gold, I think, is fine. You got the nice Autobot logo there. like I said, I don't really know why they couldn't have painted the one section, because when you split that, I don't know if you can see. Oh no, it's on the bottom, on the underside here. I mean, put that down. I'm trying to. Oh yeah. They could have painted that to again make it look more like the cassette itself. So they could have done that as well. So, like I said, is it a perfect figure? No. Does it deserve to get thrown around? No, not at all. You know, you know, I'm not a toy designer, and I have criticized things, you know, but I try to stay, like I said, reasonably objective to things. Even to the point where, like, there have been figures that I don't know anything about them, and I can still say if the figure is, you know, done well. So I feel like you're just disrespecting Hasbro and I'm not trying to kiss Hasbro's ass by any stretch of the imagination, but I mean, you're literally discounting this guy when something like this freaking exists. I mean, come on, seriously? That's ridiculous. As for this piece right here, like I said, to kind of utilize that, you're just gonna take this and remove this piece, and you literally just take that and just plug that in. So it kind of replicates the wings, but you can have him go around using that. But it's designed for him, so it works a lot better for blasters. So I'm okay with that. All in all, I like him. I think he's cool looking. I love the fact that, like I said, he's got like a big bulky mane thing right here. Very, very nice. I really do enjoy the figure. I think when you have all of them together, it looks good, except for this guy. I mean, but, you know, that being said, you know, we might get a new one. I mean, I hear rumor that we're supposed to be getting a new Studio Series Soundwave, which is supposed to be like a new mold in theory. So maybe we'll get a new one of these. Who knows? Who knows? Time will tell. But I like him. I think he's pretty good. Obviously, the other reviews are out there. Watch all the reviews. Form your own opinion. Don't just click on somebody's video that, you know, puts in the title "worst figure ever" or whatever the case may be. That's clickbait. That's all it is. Enjoy your figures. Get information from us, from me, because there's sometimes that I don't like figures that you do like. So get all the information from as many people as you can and make your own decision on things. Just, that's my best advice for you. And don't go for the shock value of clickbait and things of that nature. Objectively, I think that the figure is fine. There are a couple minor issues like missing paint. The chest thing, like I said, he fits in the chest, but as you can see with this, still doesn't open very well. So, I mean, like, all that stuff is the same. But there you go, guys. There's my look at the new Transformers Studio Series 86 Core Class, the one and only Steeljaw. Can't wait to get Ramhorn and kind of complete all of them. And then we're going to be getting Rat-Bat, which is exciting. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, do me a favor. Hit that thumbs up button. Giving me that like really does go a long way towards helping me out. But also, let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Let's have a conversation and a dialogue about it. Respectfully. You know, let's keep it nice and you know, cordial for the most part. But let me know what you guys think about this figure. Give me your opinions down below. And until next time, this is Optibotimus saying adios, au revoir, and Auf Wiedersehen.